incredible adventure.
Hey, this is where all of my mom's questioning about this thing came into play. You know, you did get this job on the internet. You have only met these people a couple of times. Do you really know what you're getting into here? I've only been in the Czech Republic for a few hours now, and already I'm on the move. Our guide Vladimir owns his own travel company, but I think he'd rather drive the Indy 500. The Czech Republic is often called the heart of Europe because of its central location. We are about 180 kilometers north of Prague on our way to Arasvach, a little town near the Polish border, where my first adventure will begin. I think I have a clue about my first adventure. I'm here in the heart of rock climbing country, drinking beer with, you guessed it, rock climbers. Morning. Okay, Asia, today your adventure will be climbing to the mayor, rappelling across to the mayor's wife, and rappelling down from the mayor's wife. Sounds like kind of a dirty movie. One of the Czech Republic's most challenging climbs. Good, good. I'm a Rocky Mountain girl. I love rock climbing anyway. So when I found out that we were going to be rock climbing in the Czech Republic, I was stoked. I was totally excited.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
How are you doing?
I'm fine. I guess I'm climbing the mayor and the mayor's wife. Can we go out and take a look?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
See what I'm up against.
We call these rocks towers.
Okay.
Near this house are two districts of towers. This is the kingdom and this is the town. And the town, of course, has to have its mayor. You see the biggest tower, and the left from it is the mayor.
Okay.
And he has a wife. And is that tower with the head?
Okay.
You see it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so you will climb first the mayor. Then you'll go through the air to the wife, and then you rappel down.
Excellent. It's all good if it's all for my safety. As long as they know what they're doing. When we got to those rocks and I saw how vertical they were and how completely different they are from any kind of rock I'd ever climbed, I sort of stepped back a bit and thought, I wonder if I am up to this, because this is a totally different rock climbing school. Rock climbing is very much a social activity in this part of the world, with people of all ages climbing together. Case in point, my climbing partner, Carl. A 50-something clinical chemist who climbs whenever he's not doing whatever clinical chemists do. Oh my gosh, this is a lot harder than it looked from down there. I have nothing to hold on to.
This is the sweet life of movie star. As a small child, did you climb indoor? Indoor frame?
No, not like this. The weirdest part about the rock climb in the Czech Republic was that the rock itself was so different, and it required a completely different style of climbing. Instead of relying on finger holds and toe holds, there wasn't any. You just had to sort of almost Velcro yourself to the rock and use friction to climb up.
Step by step, it is better.
Robin, you made this look so easy.
All right.
Okay. No problem.
All right.
That was kind of weird. Man, look at this view up here. The scariest part of the whole thing was this point, this is a third of the way up, where I had to sort of jump from one side of the rock to the next over this crevice. I am so nervous to do this.
Don't jump. Just stand and slowly lean on the other side.
Okay, this is tripping me right out. To have to step over it, and you have to sort of consciously keep one foot back while you throw one forward. Oh man, I'll tell you, my heart was pounding trying to get over that crevice. Ready? It wasn't really super wide, but it was really super far down if I missed hitting the other side of it. Ready? Okay. Oh.
That's it.
You're there, right? You're doing the splits over this huge crevice. You still have to kind of work your foot over to the one side and get that foot over, and then get over the lip of it.
Go. Out.
Oh my gosh! And that had me pretty scared. The rest of it was difficult. It was quite challenging at some points. A lot of the other climbers I was with weren't sure if I was going to make it.
Okay. Not bad. Stay in this position. It's much better.
This way?
Yeah. Dobrý u mě. Good job.
Good job for them. They carried me.
You are a born climber.
Even when I do get to the top, there's no time for a pat on the back. This isn't over, not by a long shot.
You will go along the rope from the mayor to mayor's wife, which is about 60 meters above the ground.
God. Yes, the traverse across the two rocks. Actually trusting just that one little rope to get from standing on the ledge around to then hanging off of the main rope was, oh man, that was kind of freaky. But once you get on it and you're flying across, the view is amazing. Of course, you get halfway through and you think, boy, this feels a lot like Cliffhanger. And it's such a buzz, it's such a high to do something that, just you and a rope out there. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, no, look out.
Solid ground. Yay. The parts that were the scariest were right when we were leaving a certain area, either just starting a certain climb or just standing up to go off of something.
Can you do this for 8 months?
I guess we'll see. Obviously, I'm not going to admit to the director how nervous I was up there. It felt good to prove something to him and the rest of the crew. I really am the right person for this job. If rock climbing takes life to the extreme, it's surprising that it's popular in a country that has already known so many extremes. I'm in Prague right now, and it's hard to believe that in 1968, defiant Czechs faced Soviet tanks in these quiet streets. In 1939, Nazi troops also marched here, as the Czech Republic became part of the Third Reich. Today, the Pinkas Synagogue is a shrine to thousands of Czech Jews who died during World War II, and it's where I'm meeting Dagmar Leblova, a survivor of the Holocaust. Hello, Dagmar. I'm Asia. Dagmar is a Holocaust survivor who was only 13 when she and her family were sent to the Terezín concentration camp north of Prague. I had never interviewed somebody, formally in my life. I think the saving grace of that was that Dagmar was really easy to talk to, very easy to connect with, very sweet, spirited woman. And so a lot of the conversation just became natural.
And the Jews from the countryside are here in these rooms. So my family, in fact, my parents and my sister are somewhere there above the door. It's very difficult to find it because the letters are so small, but I have found them once. So I know that it's there above the door.
Dagmar knew many of the young artists who created the original drawings displayed on the synagogue's second floor.
Of course, the children whose pictures are here mostly didn't survive.
What Dagmar and her friends and family couldn't know was that Terezin was merely a stopping off point for a place much worse, the death camp at Auschwitz. Dagmar Leblova and I are in Terezin, an hour and a half north of Prague. The walled town was a concentration camp for thousands of dispossessed Jews during World War II. There were a lot more people here when you were
there
here.
were 60,000 people living here in autumn 42. So it's really hardly to imagine that if you see the empty streets and everything is empty now. But at the time, everything was crowded. Everything was crowded. Mm-hmm. And this was the house where the girls lived. We were moving here somewhere in September 42, and there were about 300 girls living here.
There are 300 girls in this one building.
In this one building.
So this is actually what it looked like when you
This
were
is
there.
actually how it looked like. What is missing here are the 70 or more women who would be here present in this space. And I think it's very difficult to imagine really how it looked like at that time. It gives you some impression,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't hear the sounds. You don't smell how it was like when 70 people were here.
In 1944, a stroke of fate sent Dagmar to a labor camp. Her mother, father, and younger sister stayed behind and did not survive.
And I was only 15.
Oh, wow.
But then it showed that there was a mistake somewhere in my papers, and somebody wrote, I don't know who, wrote 5 instead of a 9 in my birth date, so that in the papers I was 4 years older.
Wow.
That was why I'm standing here. Otherwise I would have been written there.
As I say my goodbyes to Dagmar, suddenly climbing the Mayor doesn't seem like much of an accomplishment. Surviving the loss of your family, building a life of your own, that takes real courage. She was great just to speak with, and if anything, the role reversal there. Instead of me making her comfortable, she made me comfortable with interviewing her. So I was pretty happy with being able to meet her and with as much stuff that I learned from her personally. So much of the way we view life and death is in our attitude, and I guess a lot of that is based on life experience. I've spent a lot of time worrying about the future, yet when Dagmar Leblova was 15, she didn't even think she had one. There are places where people don't seem to worry about the future. Take Sicily, for example. The Sicilians seem to take life in stride, one day at a time. Sicily is Europe's largest island, right at the toe of the Italian boot, which, as it turns out, says a lot about its history. For the last 1,500 years, it's been drop-kicked by everyone from the Greeks to the Mafia to the Italians. Today I hooked up with a wonderful guide named Sabrina, who took me for a stroll through the outdoor market in Palermo.
And here you can have a good ice cream, one of the best in town.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We'll try that out later.
Oh, zucchini, the Sicilian
That's
zucchini.
zucchini.
Yeah, zucchini.
That's so one big as zucchini. The fish vendors at Palermo Market are quick to assure my Sicilian guide Sabrina and I that everything they sell is absolutely fresh, including the octopus. The boiled octopus may be fresh, but it's nothing compared to what I'll be sinking my teeth into in just a few hours. I'm on my way to hunt octopus, and I'm told the best time to catch one is at night. with this the can on his head. This is Gaetano, and the guy paddling is Pasquale. So Gaetano's got this can that has glass on the bottom, and apparently that helps him spot things at night. This is the hamstring workout from hell for this guy. He's just hanging over the side of the boat. Oh, this is hard on the gut. Basically, the glass evens out the water so you can see under it. That's pretty obvious, I guess. We've probably gone by about 8 octopus by now, and I just haven't seen them. Oh, I think we found something. Oh yeah, it's an octopus. Woo! Oh. Oh, he has to bite his eyes off. Eating boiled octopus in a market is one thing. This is entirely another. They bite the eyes not as a part of a ritual, but as a way to stun the octopus into submission. He grabs onto the head, sticks his finger in the other end, pulls on it, and then bites off its eyes. Ugh. Oh my God. Oh. Uh-huh. Oh. Uh-huh. Oh. No. Oh. When I got to the point where I actually had to clamp down on this octopus's eye, I was trying to let as little run through my head as possible, actually. I was like, okay, gonna do it, just do it. I had been sort of ethically struggling with the idea of biting the eye off of some sort of innocent creature. But I sort of convinced myself to just project. This octopus represents every mean and stupid person you have ever had to deal with. Okay, I've got one more shot at this. And it somehow made it a whole lot easier to chomp down in that eye and just rip it right out of its head after that. Watch this. Okay? Stupid people in the world in general were getting their eyes bit out that night. That's all I have to say. A very weird way to end the day, but I guess that's why I'm here. Life is obviously a celebration here in Sicily, and I'm about to find out that death is too. High on a Sicilian mountaintop overlooking Palermo is the town of Monreale. Its claim to fame, some of the most beautiful mosaic tiles in the world. This enormous collection of tiles fills the walls, floors, and ceilings of Monreale's Norman Cathedral, the perfect setting for a traditional Sicilian wedding. Weddings always make me cry. I'm never getting married. You are so young. Wait some years. While a wedding anywhere in the world celebrates love and new life, the Catacombs of Cappuccini in Palermo were designed to be another kind of celebration. Oh my goodness.
Don't be afraid. And this was the first cappuccino.
My Sicilian friend Sabrina tells me that in the 16th century, the friars of the Cappuccini convent became masters of mummification, preserving the bodies of over 8,000 adults and children.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. For them, it was a privilege to pay.
Why would people pay to have this done?
They thought that if they arrived and they could visit, it was important for them, I think.
This is so, their faces are right in front of you, what's left of them, and it hits you right off the bat. Not only the fact that you're surrounded by death the whole time you're here, but these were people. That's, it looks like something out of a movie. Wow.
But about in the 18th century, this was forbidden from the law, finally.
That guy there, he'll look right back at you. Wow, that's weird. That's just strange. it depends on how you look at death, I guess. You know, if you think that there's something after death, then it's probably not as disturbing. But that's a pretty disturbing face, you know, regardless of where you think that guy is now. We have such a strange fascination with our own death.
A strange atmosphere inside.
Yeah, very strange. Oh my gosh.
She's beautiful, perfect, intact. It seems she's sleeping. Rosalia. But this is a mystery, how she remains so beautiful.
The catacombs leave me with an uneasy feeling that follows me back to my hotel. When I'm alone, behind closed doors, my emotions finally catch up to me. The night that I lost it and I bawled, I mean, I didn't just cry, I had an absolute fit. And I think that just had to do so much with the fact that the shock and the initial pump about getting this job had just started to wear off, and all of the expectations and the things that weren't the way I thought they were, and just the complete 180 set of changes in my life just all kind of hit. I don't know, it was probably a little uncalled for, which is why I locked myself in my room.
Coming up on My Global Adventure.
Rob and I hit it off right away.
This is only our first date.
First date? This is our last one, babe.
What are you talking about? I'm planning on ditching all these people and hanging out with you.